Testing, 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 testing. Hey guys. Saturday, 6, almost 7 p.m. Shut up. And I have some work to do in the game. I want to do some texturing stuff. I think it'd be really cool if we got that off. Um, yeah. I want to see where I left off. And, oops. And just, mess with it. So, um, first of all, let's open Blender. And, go to, I think it's just called a plain bake test. Yeah, this little thing. Yeah, these normals are really ugly, so these aren't gonna work. Um, so let's uh hide that and make a new collection. And we're going to name it Paint System Test. Okay. And then just add a plane, and we're gonna go to Edit Preferences. We're going to install from disk. Blender add-ons. It should say Paint System 3D somewhere. Loop Tools, Mio 3, Paint System. Yep. Now Paint System is kind of like UQ Paint, but it's a little bit different. And I think it's kind of better for what I'm going for, to be honest. So let's just add a Paint System on this. Simple layers, auto UV. We don't have to auto UV it. The thing about Paint System is it's a lot more like cell shady. How do I import Paint System brushes? I also like the brushes they have more. Whoops. Wow, let's make that a little bigger. Okay. A little too big, huh? Why is that just a black circle? Why is this a black circle? Is something wrong? There's like a faded circle. Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that. What if I brush with this? Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that at all. Okay, so close that. Don't save it. Let's just go to 4.2. Do I want to go to 4.2? I should probably go to 4.3 instead. Go to 4.3. Let's just paint on this cube. Is paint system here? Grace pencil, paint system. Here, add paint system. Yep. It should say like import brushes, texture paint. My object is gone. Oh yeah, there. Now the brush looks much nicer. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. Okay, so for some reason there is no solid color. We're gonna just use a fill bucket on that. What? Okay, well, we'll just do a solid color layer on this. Make it gray. Gray? Maybe a little lighter gray. The thing about Paint System is if I go to Material Preview, it is straight up just like super solid colors. It's a little like interesting since I can't see um like depth information, but I also like it because it gives me my cell shaded look that I'm looking for. And yes, I could probably use UQ Paint to figure out how to do that, but I kind of don't feel like doing that because I have a little more experience with the Paint System anyway. And I also really like these brushes. And that being said, I could probably use Paint System brushes, but I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to use Paint System brushes on UQ Paint. I want to use Paint System brushes for Paint System. Okay. I already like the way that this looks. It looks nice to me. So, wait. So let's try that again. Let's go to Blender 5.0 and see if it works. And just paint system. Okay. Hello. Give me my. You can also choose layer size, which is sweet. Just make this a nicer color. Fill gray. Make another layer. It's all 1024, which I think is kind of big. But it isn't the worst, right? I can just mess with it later. Okay, now it's coming. And if you notice, like I said, yeah, Blender does that. But it's not like gross anymore. It's not like a weird circle. I don't know why I was doing that before. Probably because Paint System was on that file. I mean, UQ Paint was on that file. So we're gonna close, don't save. We're gonna close this as well and not save it. We're going to just try out using UQ Paint on this one last time. Hide. New collection. In this collection, just add plane. Instead of doing UQ Paint, we're gonna do Paint System add. Yep, just add the template layers. Turn on Paint. Add just a base color layer. Fill. Add another layer, because I don't like drawing on my fill layers. Can I import those brushes, please? Thank you. I make this black. Okay, make it way bigger. There we go. Now it's all nice. I don't know why I was doing that before. That's really weird. But now it looks pretty nice in my opinion. And this is like a lot funner to be able to sketch with. I think I can also add existing layers. I need to figure out how to paint normals though on this add-on specifically. So I'm going to just do some research on that really quick.
I really love how this add-on brings some useful features of painting softwares into Blender. Most of the features are self-explanatory, but this clipping function deserves a special mention. It makes fine adjustments of your layers a total breeze. To paint this default cube, I started painting on the local color layer. I am painting some secondary details in another layer. With the eraser hotkey, I can quickly remove colors. Here is my first favorite use of clipping. Let's say we need some fine details or brush marks on these labels, which are in another layer of course. We can do that by adding one more layer on top of it and clipping it to the layers below. Now our brush marks or patterns will only show on the labels. For some hue adjustments to an element, we can add a color adjustment layer. By default, it is applied to every layers below it, but you can turn on clipping so that add a color adjustment layer. By default, it is applied to every layer.
Wow, you can do a lot. What are the layer types that they offer? Brightness and contrast, gamma, hue saturation, invert. That sure does invert it. Custom node tree, cool. Linear gradient. Ooh, oh, I can pick the direction of it. Oh wow, Paint System made its own collection. I can make a radial gradient. Maybe a distance gradient. Linear. Okay, that's cool. Okay, remove it. Yeah. RGB curves. Oh, RGB curves probably has a lot of settings down here. And click R and say a little less R. Oh wow. Okay, that's actually quite sick. What else? Invert, hue saturation. Yeah. Attribute color, random color. It looks like a normal map color. What I really want is to be able to paint normals. So wait, can I make a mask? I don't think I can make masks like I could do the other one. But oh look, he's teaching me how to paint normals.
Disable for this one. Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I quickly show you how to normal paint in Paint System version 2.0. That's right, we are now arriving at version 2.0 and we have officially, our Paint System is now on the extensions, yay! Yeah, you can now download Paint System from extensions.blender.org and you can click here and then drag and drop into your Blender and then yeah, you can install it from there. Or you can install it from Edit Preferences and get extensions and just search for Paint System over here. Anyway, Paint System is now on the extension. I'm very excited to announce this because Paint System has also been updated to version 2.0 and a lot of people has been questioning how do I paint the normal? Because well, Paint System version 1.0 originally supported normal painting, but it's so hard and vague to do that a lot of people are confused about how it's done. And so now with Paint System version 2.0, it is much easier to paint the normal. So let's just get right into it, okay? So I will just go ahead and click Add Paint System right over here, and you can see this is the usual new group template, whatever this is. Yeah, just adding Paint System to your material and stuff. And I can click Normal Painting from the template over here, or you can just go with Basics, but I will go with Normal Painting because this video is about normal painting. So, or you can choose this new one called the PBR. I will show this maybe later on this video, adding Paint System to your material and stuff. And I can click Normal Painting from the template over here, or you can just go with Basics, but I will go with Normal Painting because this video is about normal painting. So or you can choose this new one called the PBR. I will show this maybe later on in this video, but yeah, I will show you the normal painting first, and then click OK.
One alpha painting.
And now I can toggle paint mode like this, and you will see that I've got a cube over here that I can paint on top. But with this new Paint System version 2, we've got this new button over here, which is the Preview Active Channel button. So once you click it, you will see the normal.
What the heck? Wait. What? Stop, bro. Color space color. Vector. Vector. Back it up. Back it up. I don't want to do that. Back it up again. Okay. Let's add a new plane. Let's add like a cube. Add a paint system. Put it on normal painting and just see what's going on. So now there's a normal channel. I can make a normal channel. I can add a color channel too.
Normal right over here, so I can just click I to sample the colors and stuff, and I was like sample this color maybe, and I want to import the Paint System brush because I love the brush, and maybe increase the size and then just paint it like this. Yeah, just like that. Almost so easy. Click I, and just paint.
Okay, a lot of color layers. How do I make you use normal color? I want you to do that.
Just like that. Almost too easy. Now I can also randomize the color right over here, and maybe if I increase this to 0.6 and change this to stroke, and I can sample.
So I want to mess with the alpha channels. That's my concern. There's color, vector, value. What does value do? If I make a value layer. Absolutely nothing. It lags out my stuff. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does anything. What about you? Okay. Add a new one. Value. What if I vector normalize? Ooh. Does this make me a normal layer? Preview it. Whoa. It doesn't look like you're reacting to like how I want you to. How come I can't do it on normal
this
ones?
one,
like make like regular layers. I have to click the thing.
Just like that. Just making.
And I also want to be able to color opacity.
Like that. Almost too easy, right? Okay. Okay, I think this is done. So now once you have done painting your normal, you can just click this button once again to unpreview the active channel, and now you see the result looks like this, and that's it. That's basically it. So what's happening behind the scenes is that Blender, not Blender, Paint System used to force you to plug this node in, and it can be very hard because well, people assume that Paint System, when you use Paint System, you don't need to deal with any nodes and stuff. But when it comes to normal painting, you have to well, change the node manually, which is not intuitive at all. So I implement this button to just basically do that for you. Yeah, just switch the output and diffuse BSDF, and that connect that to the material output, and that's basically it. Just toggling between two of these, and once you want to edit some normals, you can toggle it on, and just paint some more and stuff like this. And once you're done, just turn that off. Just like that. It's very, very easy. Now, there's a new thing in Paint System, which is channels. Now you can add as many channels as you like. So what is channels? So I want to show you the PBR template that Paint System 2.0 adds. So if I just choose PBR right over here, as you can see, we can paint the color, metallic, roughness, and I'll just enable roughness and just leave metallic right there, and then click OK. And once I've done that, the things over here looks very similar to what we did in the past, but as you can see now we have this channel pop up, and you can see you can change the channel of your painting, of your layers and stuff. So if I want to paint the color channel, I can just toggle paint mode, and I can just paint the color channel just like that. And if I want to go to paint the roughness, I can just go to roughness and just paint. Whoops, I have to add a new layer first. Okay, paint the roughness just like that, and you can see the roughness I paint, it looks like that. And I can go ahead, just like the normal painting template, I can also paint normal over here. So I can do this, click import paint system brush, and just paint the new layer. Okay, paint the normal just like that, almost too easy. Like usual, paint system is designed to be as easy to use as possible, and I want to keep it that way, and I want to improve on it. And this is what I've came up with. I hope it's easy. I want you guys feedback on just use paint system. How do you feel about it? Where can I improve?
I don't like how I don't get to color alphas. That's what's bugging me. But I like how it's super bright when I color it. Like it doesn't like react to light like everything else does, I guess. Let's hide this. Let's get out of paint mode and let's go in here. Yuki paint, your little Yuki paint thing, right? So let's just go into it because it's a shading. Yuki paint. I wish I could go inside you. Warning: do not edit this group manually. Huh. Hope. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get out, I guess. What if I do this? Does it fix my issue? Kinda. Wait. Yeah. What are we going to paint mode? Texture paint. I didn't name any of these. I like these brushes. I didn't name them. In the color layer. Something wrong? Oh, stop messing with the normal map. In the color layer, I want to turn on color. Whoa. Did that break something? What if I did that instead? Okay, now it's dark again. Wait, color doesn't work. Yeah, we're gonna give up on this object? I was in object mode, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna make a new object. Yuki paint. Color alpha. And then I don't care about anything else. Make it. Make just a regular just image for color. Okay. Head to texture paint mode. Color it. I love this brush. I can't lie, I love this brush. But it like reacts to actual light. So can I go here? Do that? Can I do that? Can I color on it still? If I go to... I sure can. Wait, I'm doing something awesome. I'm doing something awesome. Wait, then why couldn't I do this on the other one? Go back to the other one. Probably because I was using a, yeah. So I was using like a color mask. I could use a mask if I wanted, but, whoa. Bright thing. And that doesn't happen to you. So that's cool. Let's go to the normal. Oh wait, was this? Dang it, bruh. I actually don't know anything. Okay, that's really cool. I'll mess with that later. But let's go back to this plane. And let's go to the normal channel. Solid color with image mask. This is for painting normals. Bump map. Yeah, we'll do a bump map, and we're just gonna say normal test. And yeah, it can be that color. And we'll go to texture paint. Go to color. Wait. What is this? What's this called? MAS. Why does it say MAS? Mask normal test. Oh. Hide this. I can't really see the normal that well. So let's delete this layer. Go back to normals. Add a layer. Just make it an image this time. Something's happening. Oh. I can't see the normal reacting to it because there isn't a light that shines that for me. So if we go back here, and here we go. So it is painting. Okay, now that's confusing. You can paint normals and this at the same time. I know you can paint normal and color at the same time. I'd have to go and figure out how to do that. After that, I should be okay. Maybe let's just save the normaling for later. And, try to do colors now. First, make a new collection. And let's really try to make the, that one image. So let's just add another plane. Let's write another plane. And this one's the bake. This one's gonna get baked. And let's add some cubes. And these cubes, excuse me, it's very impolite of me. It's very improper. Let's move these by the 3D cursor. So wait, Y is forward. And so if Y is forward, then put that there instead. Scale on the X, 0.1, so let's make it like a tenth the size, 0.1. Yeah, seems pretty right to me. Shift D, grab on the X, 1, 2, 1, ooh, 0.8, cool. And that's perfect. Literally, if the plane looked like that, I wouldn't care. Honestly. But just in case, let's add a little more. Let's add another cube. Okay, hold on. Let's add another cube. Scale it. Scale it in the center. Make it like half of that. Where's my reference? The drawing that I did. Um, oh, it's not 3D, it's in concepts. Yeah, I kind of wanted it to look like this. And if this is 3 meter by 3 meter, this is doable. So this to this is half a meter. So these are like a third of a half of a meter. So when I scale it, I want it to be down. First of all, get these two, divided by 2. Get these two. Wait. Get its y and divide that by a third. Stop. Let's go to its properties. Go back to 0.5. Scale it like that much. And that's like a third. It looks pretty fine to me. Let's edit mode, cursor to selected, and let's put the origin to the cursor. Set origin to 3D cursor. Alt G, and if I duplicate it, wait, hold on. Duplicate it, hide this one because I want to keep it. And then duplicate it. Wait, stop. Just apply all transforms. Now I duplicate it, grab on the Y and move it down by point. I need to move it down by like 1 of itself. And I think I can do it by doing this. I just hit Shift D on this. I did. So let's do the same thing I did before. Ooh, looks pretty good to me, right? Yeah, okay. And, how much space would I say these take up? Because if you look, 1, 2, 3, but it's a little more on these sides. So what, 3.2, right? That's like 3.2. So how much space does it take up now? It doesn't, horizontally, I don't think it takes up a lot. Like maybe 5 of these could fit in this little plane. Or scale up to like 0.8. Huh? Invalid syntax. Oh, sorry. 8, 50. Oops, grabbing the X. That ain't so bad, but it's not exact. It's a little too long for me. So let's go 0.4. I move this over. That's actually exactly what I want. So we're going to get this. We're going to do I need these here? Not really. Uh, I didn't even have to reset its origin. How much am I moving this by? This is definitely not the best way to do this. Whatever. Right. Let's be a kind soul and hide these. Hold on, back up. Did I press Shift D or did I do Alt D? Interesting. Okay, undo that. Alright. I'm gonna move this guy. This row of stuff, we're gonna have to move it. By what? How much? Is that 2.2? Grab X. 2.3. Okay. Let's try that again. 0.35. Grab on X. 0.235. Well, that's a little bit above what I want. Oh, this is probably exactly what I want. Who's gonna tell, right? What if I undo it and just do this? Okay, now. Okay. Yeah, that works out. So instead of that, we're gonna do this. This is like the worst way to model this, bro. But it looks pretty cool to me. And we got some bricks on the outside, but those don't really matter. Right. Let's get out of X-ray. Let's get... Wait, if I add something to one of them, it adds into all of them, right? Bevel. Okay, so it didn't do that. So now let's select all these. Click, 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 click. As tempting as it is. You're not synchronized properly. We'll get you squared away on that. First, let's just add this bevel. Alt click, search, bevel. There we go. Whoa. Is it only doing it to you? No, it's doing it to you too. So whoops. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, that's cool. I don't like how they're like that, so let's add a couple more segments. And I want them to be taller. So what does angle do? Make it less than 90 maybe. Cool, I can draw one out. Probably a couple more segments might help on this. Okay, we're gonna save this bevel thing for later. Let's take out bevel off of all of them. Let's grab all these. Hey, works out. Grab all these. Alt, click, click, click. That's some more segments, huh? Now I kind of want it, like, they're beveled and that's cool. Now I kind of want them to be a little bit sharper at the corners. Ooh. Just what the doctor ordered. Oh, I think angle changes their, like, top view. This is cool. I'm really not gonna go as far as to, like... Add some more segments. I can have 50 segments, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, let's turn on wireframe so I can see. That was a whole lot of nothing. Did I add... I'm not selecting this plane, am I? Yeah, get off. Oh, brother. Back it up. Profile. Make them all sharper. Okay, now I want to add segments. It adds it to all of them. Just hold Alt before I do something, and it kind of works out. Let's turn off wireframe so I can like look at this like normal. I can go as high as I want if I'm baking it. Doesn't matter. I click shade smooth on all of them. I kind of want them to be a little rockier, but this is a good start. You know, I can paint stuff on about it later. And I can make it sharper if I feel like it needs to be sharper. I don't know. I kind of like it for what it is. So we'll do that. That isn't so bad. And then we'll go to the path. Just uncheck that. And we'll try... This looks really sick. If I got this into the game, this would look awesome. Oh, speaking of beveling, I probably should split these up. What? 1, 2, 3. Should I like actually cut them up that way? That wouldn't be so bad, but it will look really cool actually. Depends. I'll add a bevel modifier. Yeah, okay, so bevel modifiers don't really mess with the edge loops. So what we're gonna do is just try an X-ray for this one. P, zero selection. P, zero selection. You have to reach all the way over to shift. P, separate by selection. P, separate by selection. So these should all, oops. copy, separate by selection. Cool. So they should all be their own separate objects. I just go into edit mode and press AF. It should fill in that face. Let's do that for everything here. There we go. And that's done. Try it. Let's like add a bevel modifier on all of these. Oh, okay. So we're gonna apply the scale on all of these. Lower that. Lower that. Add a couple more segments. Make it tighter. Make it a little tighter and just add a little more segments. And like I already like the way this looks. Cool. Just delete that. And if I felt like it, I could start sculpting this. Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. It actually is so tempting. But for now. Let's duplicate this because I might want to play with this like bake later. So we're gonna say floor tile bake. Duplicate it, hide the old one. Now we have the new one to play with. Delete them. Delete those. We don't really need these here. Is there anything in the old floor tile bake that we didn't want shown? No, that was just those two things. Okay. Let's try and bake them. Okay, so how do I bake again? Give me a minute.
So we're going to go from a whole bunch of materials down to one material. Let's go through it. So straight off the bat, I'm going to Shift D to duplicate. Let's make our life easier. And this first one here is going to be called our bake. So that's what we're going to be baking to. Let's now go ahead and delete all our materials from the bank, add a new material, and I'm just going to call this our bake material. Here is going to be called our bake. So that's what we're going to be baking to. Let's now go ahead and delete all our materials from the bank, add a new material, and I'm just going to call this our bake material. From here, we want to bake our...
Okay. Shading. Which one's the plane? Do you have any modifiers that I don't want you to have? They look pretty normal to me. We'll make a new material, we'll just name it plane bake. I have messages from Discord. Yeah, I got 3. Let's see them. Oh yeah, Steam's open. We can close that. I don't really need it.
Color to our new object. So let's go Shift A, search image in
I don't
our
really want to
shader.
bake color.
Click and drag that Shift A, search image in our shader. Click and drag that straight into color. We don't have to do it straight away, but we will. From here, I'm going to create a new texture.
I want to do normals. Okay. We're going to duplicate this tab. Okay. Stop it. Where's my tab? What? Where did it go? What? Whatever. I don't even know what I press. What was I gonna look up? How to, yeah, bake. Yeah, let's see how to bake onto a plane. Even though we're not doing a plane.
Baking normals in 1 minute. Here we have our plane, right click, subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Let's go poke faces, select that one, Shift J and amount of adjacent faces. Let's trim off the edges. From here, G to the Z, bring it up. So now we've got this. Let's go tab to object mode, add a new plane. From here, we're going to create a new material and we will call this one bake. So we know what we're baking to. From here, we're just going to create a new image, points, 5 by 12, okay. Make sure.
Okay, let's not make it a 5 by 12. 1024 is gonna be okay. We genuinely do not need 2K textures. Like, I know it's easier to go from
This is new image, points, 5.
New 1024. We're gonna name it normal test.
By 12, okay. Make sure this is selected. Now with the plane selected and then our bake selected last, we gotta make sure we're in GPU cycles. In the bake.
Okay, we gotta hop back on cycles.
Make sure we've got our normals selected to act.
Where is he? Bake, normals.
Active extrusion. I set it to 0.1 and we go bake. And now you can see that our normal.
Okay, so I'm gonna shift select everything. Can I even select the plane in all of this? I mean, it's the one that I have selected. Alright, let's press bake, see what happens. Yo, this looks kind of sick. A couple mistakes here and there, though. It's almost what I wanted. I don't want the, what's it called, to be showing up under it, though. Do I have to make a boolean? I don't want to make a boolean. This looks pretty sick, though. But it's probably messing up here just because, yeah, weird. It's probably messing up because, it's like overlapping, which kind of bugs me. Okay, nothing a quick boolean can't fix. What? Should I just control Z it? Nah, it's there. So what we're gonna do, boolean that. Got extra emotes I can see. I hate that. Difference, intersect. No. I don't want it to be the intersection. Union, no, difference. Difference. I don't like this topology though. Booleans always suck. Manifold. I want it to be, what about boolean you? And whenever you're touching, you need to not touch it. What is that doing? Yeah. Seems pretty good to me. Oh, but I don't like that. Yeah, you see, I don't like that. I just don't like this. I don't think a boolean modifier is gonna do anything. Is there a way to cut? Just cut. Delete. Like right, maybe right here. What if I delete it? Delete those vertices. I'm missing bricks. How do I like separate them again? Clear parent. No. There's a way to oh shoot. Oh really? So we go to object. Well, it can link stuff, but I also want to unlink certain things. Animation, rigid body, quick effects, quick explode. Well, that's cool. No. Wow, that breaks it. Or not breaks it, but it breaks the tie. So I do that, it should break the tie as well. And so now I can go to this. Edit mode. Wait, do all these have a thing in it now? Okay, let's just go back to before I did that. Gosh. Alright. Okay. No way. Select, ooh, siblings. Okay. That didn't work. Type? No. Oh, we're all in the same collection. Yeah, this thing doesn't have any children. Children, no children. As no parents, no siblings. Collection, hook, pass, color, king. They're all like alt P's of each other. Oh well. And Alt click, just holding the Alt. All of you hate this object. Looks like only 2 of you do. Alt. Do we all have Boolean? Okay, we all have Boolean. If I click that, nobody has Boolean. Okay, so it's working. I wasn't doing that to the active object. Yeah, I want all of them to do that. So if I grab you, Graminy X 0.2. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. I don't want to do this one at a time. Seems I don't have a choice. And just scale that up to the sides. Oh, I don't want this guy involved in the bake. Can I hide him? I sure can. That's awesome. Okay, unhide him. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Hide them. So that looks pretty good. And just go into this mode just so I can, yeah. And now we're going to select this, shift, select everything, you know, minus a few things that we don't want, right? Okay, back up. Set origin to geometry. And hide them. You don't need a Boolean modifier. I don't know how that got on you, but we're gonna rebake. That proved probably even worse than last time. Side these. Why did that happen? So that's a little disappointing. Select everything. Click. Shift click U. Alt just remove the boolean from everything. What we'll do instead is we'll actually hide these. First of all, you just don't need to be here. These guys just don't need to be here. These guys, on the other hand, click, click. Hide them. I get just these and bake them on. What if I bake them? Okay. So there's a very obvious issue. Well, actually, it's not very obvious. But I will say there's a very glaring flaw that I've yet to realize. Just bake it one last time.
Map has been baked. Let's just test it out. Cylinder, GX, pointy, normals, normal map. Let's have a look at it rendered. And there's our normal map.
What did he do?
Baking normals in 1 minute. Here we have our plane, right click, subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Let's go poke faces, G to the Z, bring it up. So now we've got this. Let's go tab into object mode, add a new plane. From here, we're going to create a new material and we will call this one bake. So we know what we're baking to. From here, we're just going to create a new image, points, 5 by 12, okay. Make sure this is selected. Now we have the plane selected and then our bake selected last. We make sure we're in GQ cycles. In the bake, make sure we've got our normals selected to active extrusion. I set it to 0.1.
Oh, because the ray distance is small.
And we go bake and
wait, what is the difference between the ray distance? Alright, let's make it like 1 meter. Make it 1 meter and bake again. Do it. Do it. Bang apple saved to internal image. Save it externally in your packet. No. What is with this? We don't like that. I could also just go into an editing software and just fix that. Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. What does extrusion even mean? What if I just mess with this stuff? Wait, that's what I want. Sick. I don't know what I did. I screwed up on this, hold on. Inflate the active object by specified distance for baking. This helps matching points near outside. What if I do that? I mean, it looks pretty normal to me. I guess it was the extrusion distance. So, yeah, max ray distance. Let's bring it down to the same as the extrusion distance. Then what happens when I bake it? Yeah, it looks about normal. I guess I just need some extra distance on certain objects. Do you guys get it? It looks about normal. Bah! Man, I hope you guys got that one. Anyways, let's save this, actually. This test seems pretty sick. What do I do that? Sample size. Shading. Let's save this. If I go to image, no. Image. Save it somewhere. Just put it in bake test. And now let's get a regular plane. And shading, add a material. So you're the bake. A lot of new materials that are just paint systems that I didn't name. Okay, fine. Let's make a new one. And where is it? There was a file that said bake test. Okay, that doesn't go there. That goes, but I need a normal. Stop. It's not what I want. Normal vector. Bro. Normal texture coordinate. No. Normal displacement. Maybe? Give it a shot. That looks pretty sick in my opinion. God. Bright white for what? Oops. Why does it get that bright? Pretty cool to me. I can color onto this later. Some pretty sick stuff. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide all this. For solid bake. This is a very messy file. So the bake was a success. We're just gonna actually name this collection to make things a little nicer for myself. We're gonna name this floor tile color test. Okay, Shift A, just add another plane, and we're gonna try and use UQ Paint this time. Quick color alpha normal. That's all I care about. Normal. Add. We're going to open an existing image. Okay. We're gonna try again. We're gonna click open image instead. Bake test. It's gonna be you. Right. Am I able to paint on you if I go to texture paint mode? Oh, did I add it as a solid color? It's not very smart. Wait, if I add an image to normal, do I just get to paint on it? Okay, yeah. So how come I can't add an existing normal image? Oh, I have to say that it's a normal. Okay. Open image. State that it's a normal. Click. It's a little bit hard. That's okay. So I want to color normal. Do I get to add an emissive? Wait, hold on. Hold on. UQ paint. Ambient occlusion metallic reference. Emission. Cancel. And delete. So we go to color. What? Make you gray, please. That make my life better. Normal texture paint. Okay. What color is my brush? It's black. So we're basically saying black means super high, white means super low. So what if I go midway? Oh yeah, that doesn't seem to deviate too far from what I'm working with. So we're gonna go here. Let's just look up what's it? UQ Paint tutorial. I'm gonna say UQ Paint tutorial, but I'm gonna go. I want to find the one that I was using. Yeah, last time. Ignore that. Yeah, this looks like it.
Or if we want to make panels down here, you'll see it. So what we want to do is go over to texture paint mode. And if you notice that these colors aren't showing up, like maybe it's a solid black sphere instead, make sure you click on this little viewport shading sphere. The second from the right is the one you want usually. Now we can paint this in. You notice right now it's not quite fully blue, and that is because the color that I have selected here is not fully white. So if you have issues with that, make sure you're using a fully white color. Now when we can paint in a blue color. And you may notice there's a whole bunch of different options here. It can be kind of overwhelming. A lot of these are just shortcuts. So for example, I can add a solid color here. Let's do green so it's different. And then I can add a mask layer. So now I can go in and add a new image mask and select resolution. And it's going to be white by default if I add it this way. So you probably want that to be black. And select that. And now we can paint in green, like so. The other cool thing is we can add height and normal map information. So if we click on the color channels down here, you'll see we've got the color, which is the only thing we're using right now. But there's also metallic, roughness, and bump. So if we check...
I want emission. I want emission. But emission isn't here. Bake targets.
On bump, you'll notice that the green is elevated just a little bit here. Now it is using the layer color. So if I actually change the layer color here, you can see that it kind of bumps up and recesses, especially if I go with the dark color. If I use black, it's going to recess completely, and that's because we're using a mid-level of 0.5, which means anything below 0.5 is going to be recessed, and anything above 0.5 is going to bump up. But typically, what we want is to have some other color here, and then we want to set the source to a custom color. So now, if we set the custom color to white, we've got this green bumped up.
Okay. So we're going to add a layer. Solid color with mask. It's going to be a normal like color map thing. We'll keep it at 1024. Everything looks fine. We're gonna go down to color channel. We're gonna turn on normal. And when we go to mix, wait, custom color, white. So now when I color with a different color on here, it'll change the color down there. It's kind of cool. Ow, did I just, ow, I scratched myself. I just want these colors to be like solid or looking. That's the only issue. It'll help me like way more if I can make them like hard. I might have to switch to substance. I don't want to though, but I might have to. Why do good things take time? So that like does both colors at the same time, which is cool. And if I hide that layer, I get my regular normals back, which is also cool. The thing is, I want my colors to be... Okay, hold on. Let me do some research. Emission. So really just a layer called emission. What do I do that? And then that, and then that. What? Okay, so I've been trying to mix emission and normals together this whole time. But apparently you can't do that. That makes sense. Because emission ignores light, but normals react to light. And there might be a way to do it, but it's not. It's a very, very specific way. So I've basically been running in circles with something really stupid this whole time. Which is a little disappointing. Okay. Uh, uh, So I could just, like, other add-ons let me do
Paint system. I honestly,
what I want to do.
I've been very stale. I've not updated paint system in a long while. I have not read a lot of comments because I have to do a lot of things nowadays, and yeah, things are in the way. But yeah, I want to update paint system, and just to create this video, just to update you guys on the new version of paint system. Yeah, I still want to improve paint system, and I want to improve the add-ons, and just make you guys' lives better with Blender. And Blender is a very
Listen, this is cool.
Just paint.
I need, along with painting normals, I want to also paint alphas, and I want to also paint
the PBR. I will show this
color.
Maybe later on this video, but yeah, I will show you the normal painting first, and then click OK. And now I can toggle paint.
Okay. Stop. Just delete this. And I hate white. Let's go back to paint system. What is this? Opacity. Clip. Alpha. Alpha channel. Darken, multiply, lighten. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Normal. Value. Oh, it's literally like this crappy color. Let's choose something nicer. Let's choose like a... Wow. This is supposed to be purple. I don't know why it's not purple. I think it's only looking at the value. Maybe because it's a value channel. Also, what layer am I painting on? Okay. I don't like this, so we're going to delete it and retry. Add a paint system. Instead of normal painting, let's go to basic painting. See? It's like an alpha. It's like completely see-through until I want it to be. So let's go here. But instead of normal, it's like vector. Normal. So let's do that. Add a layer. Color. Add a color layer. I don't like that color. Let's make it just like a regular gray. Normal. I need to go into substance. That's probably a wiser decision. Hmm. Ouch. I just poked my eye while rubbing it.
Paint mode like this, and you will see that I've got a cube.
So you just want to paint all the way through the object.
No. Paint System 3D. You can paint normals. Why? What did I say that I wanted? Normals. Oh yeah, normal, color, and alpha. It's the only things I wanted. So, okay, hold on. Delete this again. Add a paint system. Just do normals. Yep. Yep. And now it'll just paint normals. So if we go to paint mode, this is part of its normal, I guess. Does it actually? Oh, it sure does act like a normal. Okay. Is this really the material I'm using for this specific object? Oh wow, I made a ton of materials. Not meant to do that. I mean, yeah, it works. Yeah. Toggle paint mode. I would choose black. Let's just straight up black. Wait, it actually chooses real colors for the normals? Stop that. Not really, does it? It sure does. I was hoping it would be like...
A brain dump character. I don't want you to be a brain dump character, and I will never want you to be a brain dump character. I don't even want you around me. I don't want you living in my apartment, and I will never want you around me, and I will never want you living in my... You are...
It's scary. Boy, 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 oi, 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 why do people make things difficult? So painting normals might not be an option. No, painting normals is definitely an option.
Taking a normal map that looks like this and making it look. In today's video, I'll show you how. To start, here are my top 5 favorite things about this technique. Number 1, the brushstrokes react to the lighting. The vibe of this scene is definitely morning tea, but if we wanted to make it midnight tea, we can just move the lights around, change the colors, and the image still feels painterly. If we want to add a little more mystery, maybe some intrigue, we can do that too. Or maybe we want things to feel more eerie and otherworldly. You definitely have to light with the brush strokes in mind, but in general, this tea kettle looks pretty good in any lighting setup. Number 2, you can move the camera. It's easy to add cinematic camera moves just like you would in a more traditional 3D scene. You can also change the focal length, which is helpful for making things look flatter or just weirder. Number 3, it's artist friendly. Similar techniques require dozens, even hundreds of nodes. For reference, this is the node tree for our kettle. It's super manageable because most of the effect comes from painting image textures, and painting image textures is a lot more intuitive for artists who have limited programming skills. Number 4, it works with metallic and glossy materials. Because we're using Blender's default principled BSDF node, we can make our brushstrokes look metallic, rough, or glossy. There are also a lot of other inputs we can experiment with to get unique effects. Number 5, we have a ton of creative control over the brushstrokes. Since we have the option of hand painting our brushstrokes, there's an opportunity to create looks that are unique to our scene and authentic to our style. A lot of other techniques just add brushstrokes to surfaces randomly. They treat the brushstrokes more like noise. And to be clear, there are a lot of times when automating your textures is a great option. But it's important to keep in mind that brushstrokes can actually do things. They can contribute to the mood, the composition, and the story. Real quick, this is my first full video on this channel, so you'd be helping me out a lot if you like, subscribe, and let me know a comment. Anyway, here's what you probably should know before you try this technique. Number 1, the basics of a 3D program. I use Blender, but Maya, Cinema 4D, Unreal, they should all work fine. Number 2, UV unwrapping. This is just because we're working with textures, but you don't even have to really be good at it to get started. Just the basics. Number 3, normal maps. I'll explain these later in the video, but in short, we're taking a normal map about how normal maps work. Alright, so there are 3 basic steps. First, you bake an object space normal map. Then you paint over it with brushstrokes. Finally, you take your painted normal map and you plug it into your shader. What's great is that you can build off of these steps and construct
Oh, that's how he's doing it.
how normal maps work. Alright, so there are 3 basic steps. First, you bake an object space normal map. Then you paint over it with brushstrokes. Finally, you take your painted normal map and you plug it into your shader. What's great is that you can build off of these steps and construct a variation that works for you. So we start with our completed UV unwrapped 3D model. To bake an object space normal map in Blender, we'll start in the shader workspace where we'll add an image texture node. From there, we'll add a new image. You can name it whatever you want, and you can make it whatever size you want. Next, under render properties, we'll make sure our render engine is set to cycles. Then, a bit further down in render properties, we'll open up the bake section. Let's change the bake type to normal, and the space to object. Make sure your model and image texture are both selected, then click Bake. From the image editor, we can then save it onto our computer. Once that's done, we'll open the normal map in our painting software. We want to cover our normal map with brushstrokes, but we need to make sure that the colors of the brushstrokes match the colors of the normal map underneath. The most straightforward way is to color pick, then place a brushstroke in the same area that you picked the color from. Then repeat. The software is up to you. Substance Painter, Photoshop, Procreate, completely depends on what you're comfortable with. I made this little brushstroke generator in Substance Designer, which is a fun way to automate things. You could also use some sort of filter, like this one from Tradigital. As a last step, we bring it on back to whatever software we started with and we plug it in. Here's the shader setup in Blender. It's important that the color space on our painterly normal map is set to non-color and that the normal map node is set to object space. I think of this whole process as just a weird way of sculpting. If I sculpt a bunch of facets into the base of our kettle, the result has a lot of similarities to our painterly effect. When we shine a light on it, we get these big blocks of uniform color, which is exactly how we want our brushstrokes to behave. And if I move the light, the big blocks of color react accordingly. Of course, we have some problems. With the sculpting method, we tend to get this pattern of connected cells. It's kind of like a Voronoi pattern, but we want our brushstrokes to overlap. We also get pretty orderly edges, but we want the option to make our edges complex and organic. So the facets give us the general behavior we want, but they still don't look like brushstrokes. That's where normal maps come in. By painting our normal map, we're making our object look like it's covered in facets. And crucially, those facets are shaped like brushstrokes. So each brushstroke is being rendered as if it's a flat surface, which is why, for the most part, each one ends up as a solid color. It helps a lot to understand how normals work. So in 3D, normals tell us which way a surface is facing. To show this, let's assign each direction a color. We've got the magenta direction, the pale blue direction, the cyan direction. You get the idea. And we've got this cube in the center. So let's color the faces of the cube based on which direction they're facing. We just created an object space normal map. Here it is flattened out. Of course, surfaces can face more than 6 directions. So let's bevel this cube. You'll see we unlock a bunch more colors. If we round our bevel, you'll see we get a gradient in our normal map. As the surface gradually changes direction, so do the colors. This is the main takeaway. In an object space normal map, a gradual shift in color represents a rounded or curved surface, while solid stretches of color represent flat surfaces. So let's sample the color from our gradient here. Then let's paint over this rounded bevel with a solid color. You'll see that when we render it, Blender treats the area I painted over as if it's a flat surface, even though if we look at the silhouette, it's very clearly not. Adding a base color with brushstrokes creates some additional color variation. Also, sometimes your 3D model needs to be more than one color. Ideally, the brushstrokes in the base color are the exact same shape and positions as the ones in the normal map. That way, everything's lined up. Otherwise, it can feel sort of discordant. So figuring out how to do this is kind of tricky. I like to use Substance Painter, where you can paint 2 separate channels with 2 separate colors at the same time. I just set up color jitter for the base color brushstrokes, then focus on the normal map. If you're using a 2D painting software, you can try painting your brushstrokes on several separate layers, then use clipping masks to change the colors. I would love to work out a better method for this, so let me know if you come up with something. So a couple of things about conversions and compatibility. If you want to use this on a moving character, you may need to convert your map from object space to tangent space. You would do this after you did your brush strokes. I still haven't tested this effect on an animated character, so I have no idea if it looks good. Also, different programs use different kinds of normal maps, so depending on your workflow, you may need to convert them by flipping the green channel. Alright, that's all I got.
Okay, so there are 2 ways we can do this. Go into a 2D program and get colored over there, or go and try to color 2 layers with 2 different colors at the same time. This is getting quite tiring. Can I do that in UQ Paint? Whoa. Cool. I can dig into it from there. So if I do the color, I want to do like the color. Alright, I'll undo that. Let's make a new layer. Let's do one with the mask, just to be safe. So when I color one, I want to color both. Mix, add, compare height. What does add do? Custom color. So I can say this is this color on the normal map, but I could also set it to a different color on the normal map while I paint with a different color. Hey, that's exactly what I asked for, interestingly enough. Oh, right. Because this is a mask, I can only do one color. But I don't like that. But if I go here and turn on color, it presents the normal map literally. If I go here, turn on color, here, custom color, I can actually color pick this color. What if I just make this a solid color layer? Let's color pick. Where's my smear brush? What if I turn you off, turn you to normal? Interesting. So let's just blur that, blur all this. Is that ugly? It's a good question. Uh, Hmm.
got for now. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe here on YouTube, and you can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. So leave a comment if you have any questions.
What? Dang, oh my god, 2 hours? Are you kidding? That's like so much. I don't know what to do. So much for so little. I'm a little disappointed. Hmm. Hmm. Dude, Jonathan is doing some good stuff when it comes to that ruler model. It's really good. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Alright. So I can color it, convert it to an alpha. Let's go here and like Control Z, converting into an alpha low key. Extract it, re-add it, just as a regular image. Sure. I'm gonna turn that on. Interesting. So if I click U and then convert to alpha, and then undo that. Hey, where's my map? Stop messing around, bro. I just drew that. Okay, there. My color. Ugh. It kind of looks ugly. Hmm. Hmm. So that's bad. That doesn't look that good. Bad. That really sucks. And I'm really tired. So I don't know what to do. I kind of want to scroll Twitter, but Twitter sucks. And TikTok sucks, and Instagram sucks, and it all sucks. Sucks. That is gross. It's gross looking. Blame me leaking people's Instagram. No one's gonna care. Well. This is a little disappointing. There is a way to do this. There is. I just have to figure out how.
Painter, Photoshop, Procreate, completely depends on what you're comfortable with. I made this little brushstroke generator in Substance Designer, which is a fun way to automate things. You could also use some sort of filter, like this one from Tradigital. As a last step, we bring it on back to whatever software we started with and we plug it in. Here's the shader setup in Blender. It's important that the color space on our Painterly normal map is set to non-color and that the normal map node is set to object space. I think of this whole process as just a weird way of sculpting. If I sculpt a bunch of facets into the base of our kettle, the result has a lot of similarities to our Painterly effect. When we shine a light on it, we get these big blocks of uniform color, which is exactly how we want our brushstrokes to behave.
Okay. So we're gonna test this out. Let me look at my brushes. What if I make that smaller? That's not so bad. If I do this, okay, it does save it. So let's get some colors down, right? Just a couple. Stop. Okay, now that we have all our colors, We're gonna color in here. Firstly. Right? And then pink is on the left. I'm making them really fat. Super fat. I just kind of do this. That. And green is for the top. Go ahead and do this. There's like a smear tool somewhere probably. And purple's on the bottom. So do this. And blue's on the side. So do this. And I don't know. Get some random colors in here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And smear. Where's the smear tool? Distort. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's go to all. This one sucks it in. Smear. You? Okay. It's not you. What about you? Not you. Okay, not you. Okay, what's the smear brush in Krita? Smear in Krita. Can you just show me what they look like? That's not Krita. This is not Krita.
This I love using it with shadows or my wonderful waterproof eyeliner pen.
How do you access it? Foolish AI.
Hello everyone, today we are going to learn basic parts for Blender in these Blender tools.
Oh, it's those ones. It's these bad boys. That one's scary. Oh wow. So we don't really want that. Oh, maybe they're really small. Maybe they're a little less small. Okay. This here. Okay. Here. Okay. That one's already just good on its own. Okay. I don't know what those in the middle do. Those are for fun. Alright. Bruh. That one pops out really hard. That looks cool from really far away. And we want to get out of texture paint mode. Get this. Get a plane. delete this one. Cool, wait, that looks cool. Yeah, this looks sick. All this stuff with the junk in the middle looks like crap though. So we're probably gonna take that off. Let's just get a really big eraser. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Man, normal maps really do a lot.
We can use for Blender.
Mmm.
And if I move the light,
let me look at that hacking plan. Is it only week 6? Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Cyrus attacks. Cultist spear animation. A lot of ruler stuff. A lot of animations. Ooh, let me see these references. Cultist death. Let's look at it, boy. I'll have to download it. Open it up. Let me look.
And this is the actual death, so...
He's got his shoes on. He's not showing us his hosers. Yeah, you guys don't get to see. This is all for me. Oh. Cool. Osiris death, Osiris headstone, Osiris moveset. Okay, this all looks pretty cool. I say maybe reuse some animations. So like instead of cultist walk, it's like enemy walk. I'd have to talk to my team about that. Cultist death, cultist hit, cultist attack. Yeah. Man, it'd be great if the mocap suit at the school worked. Huge pain in the butt that it doesn't. How cool does this look? And does it look like a waste of time? Wait, let's get into a dark scene. Oh, we are in cycles. We are so in cycles. Bruh. Hello? Workbench. I've never heard of workbench. Let's get a light in here. Just get a little point light. So when it's like this. Why is it like facing a certain way? I'd say that edge is doing what it's supposed to. That edge is weird. That edge is doing what it's supposed to. These top ones are just black. No wait, that one does doing what it's supposed to. What if I turn my camera? Oh yeah, it says that one. Okay, that's not so bad. Yeah, these normals look cool. I just think I think I need some grunge in them. That is a very tight pinch. Very nasty looking pinch. I mean, it's only a 1024. Honestly, do we really need normals in these? Now, the more and more that I think about it, the less and less that I actually think we might need normals. Instead, we can get the Unity cell shader and just add like a grunge effect in between the cells. And I think that would be better for us. Tisk. I think for my own, I'm not going to say safety, but for my own well-being, I'll just put this down for now and try something again tomorrow in the morning. But I might be more apt to pivot towards animations instead because we just want to get a couple of those out. And even once we work on something, it wouldn't be bad to just append those to other rigs, like easy peasy. I'm already having fun thinking about it. All right, I'll see you guys next time though.